something that you would think is easily avoidable has plagued a lot of what I thought would be my greatest experiences. Bed bugs. And I'm not talking about from the comfort of my own home. My house has never had bed bugs. But for some reason, in some of the most pivotal moments in my life, I've experienced bed bugs 3 times. Not 1, not 2, but 3. Number 1, I moved to college. We move into my dorm. My family comes with me to New York. They're like, oh, are you going to stay in your dorm or are you going to stay in the hotel room? And I'm like, I want to stay in my dorm. I want to be a college student. Mom was like, we think you should stay with us for the last night and then we'll be gone tomorrow. You can stay in your dorm. You'll be in your dorm for the whole school year. I'm like, okay. I stay with the fam in a hotel on Water Street. It's we in one room though. 1 room, 1 bed, 1 bathroom. It's me, my mom, my sister, my brother, and my grandma. All in 1 bed. So we're venturing out in the city. I take them around town. We're downtown, so I take them to the Oculus. I take them around the city, at least the stuff that I know. Because the first time I was in New York was like a few months earlier because I had to do an overnight and visit the school. I had already committed though, so I was going anyway. After we end our day, we go back to the hotel. Everybody showers. We get ready to go to bed because the next morning my family's leaving and they're going to drop me off to my dorm. Why in the middle of the night, I feel like I'm getting bit. I'm like... I know New York don't got mosquitoes, and I'm sure they do, but I have never experienced, to this day, mosquitoes in New York City. So I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm like scratching, itching, and burning it. Lovely peaches. And I'm like, ain't no way. So you know me, whenever anything starts to go awry in my life, I start Googling. And what I concluded was bed bugs. So I went to searching, lifting up the covers, boom. How am I the only one getting bit? How am I the only one awake right now? The hotel had bed bugs, but everybody else got to sleep peacefully, apparently. Number 2. I was flown in to do a TV show. I literally just did a video. My last video, I'm pointing over here like it's over here. My last video is about the TV show experience, including what I'm about to tell you. But anyway, we got flown in. It was this damn TV show. I rehearsed with the people from my specific episode all night that night until 2 a.m. Went to bed, woke up like 45 minutes later. I'm getting bit. I'm like, maybe Atlanta got mosquitoes. The only time I've ever been in Atlanta was when it was cold. So I don't really know the territory. But I'm like, if I was under the covers and the mosquito was under the covers, that mosquito gonna get smushed. So then I get to check it because I know this all too well from round 1. Bed bugs it was. I went to the lobby. I wasn't standing there. I ain't never packed up and left a room so quick. Number 3. I worked a professional gig at this really great theater and they were housing us. But where we were being housed, it's like this dormitory specific situation. And theater kids, y'all might know who this is if you see this before. But it wasn't just specifically for the company. It was like a dormitory situation that was open to the public. You go in, there's like a living room, a kitchen, and then everybody has separate rooms. So it's like a dorm, but like a huge dorm, to be honest. The first few days, I think were really fine. But then they told us because the units are rented, that specific unit that we were in, it was like me and 2 other people. We were going to be in there temporarily anyway, and they always knew that. So they were planning to move us to another room. They were like, you can either move this Thursday or you can move Sunday after the show. So we opted to move in that Thursday because let's just get it done right now. We move into the dorm, we go to rehearsal, do what we gotta do, and then that night, in the middle of the night, I feel something biting me, y'all. And where we are, it feels like the middle of nowhere to me, but it's like this small town, the theater is probably one of the biggest things going on right now. But anyway, I'm like, okay, maybe they have mosquitoes here. I'm always delusional about the mosquito situation because I'm from Florida. That's what I want it to be. Lo and behold, I'm lifting up them sheets and bed bugs, boom. So now I'm heated because I'm losing sleep. So we tell the people in charge about the mosquitoes. They tell us they're gonna switch us to another unit in this dorm. I'm like, I don't want to stay in this dorm no more. If y'all don't want to give us no hotel, I'm gonna go. So they're like, this is our last option. This room is new, it's renovated, it's fresh, da 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 da. So we go down to look at the room, and it is new, it's renovated, but it reeks of cigarette residue. And if you only knew, you could dig in the archives, find it, my spam page, find it somewhere. I hate cigarettes. I'm just saying right here. So I'm like, I'm definitely not sleeping in here. I can't even inhale fresh air. I'm gonna die. So they tell us this is the last housing option available. I said, says who? Then after some pushback, because we were getting bit by bed bugs, they finally decided to put us in a hotel. The freak? Why do we have to go through all of that after we was getting bit on y'all accord? So yeah, that's my experience with bed bugs. And now that I think about it, this might be karma for something that was not my doing. One time I went on a trip with my family. My mom, probably my sister, my brother, but my grandma was definitely there. She's the main character in this story. I didn't even think there was going to be a 4th and final story, but this is the 4th and final story. We were at a hotel, and basically we were there for football. Obviously, we traveled for football, and we needed to switch hotels, but we didn't have like a good enough story as to why we wanted to switch hotels. We just wanted to switch to be with everybody else. So my grandma, she's like, okay, I'm going to go in here, and we go in the lobby, and she like scratching. And they're like, what's going on with her? She didn't tell us about her plot. She didn't tell us what she was about to do. She ended up scratching her, my mom. It might be y'all fault. They decided that they would pretend like they had bed bugs in the room so that they would let us cancel the hotel room and we would just move hotels. So maybe I had to suffer because of what they did. Generational trauma, if you will.